while because I've been extremely busy with work, but I thought today is a super special day in the diving community if you are a PADI certified diver, because today is a special day to celebrate PADI women scuba divers. So I thought I would make a video sharing my own experience, as well as being able to connect with other African scuba divers, as well as, you know, for people that really want to get into scuba diving, no matter where you are, no matter how you identify with your gender. Today is a great day and a great video for me to share my own experiences and break your fears of doing scuba diving. So the process of doing the certification, of course, you have to do pool dives and you do ocean dives. I guess for some places, maybe, I don't know, maybe you don't have to do pool dives if you have like a shallow enough reef where you can train, but I'm pretty sure that most of them you have to do pool dives and then you go into open water. So we had a few dives in a controlled area, in a pool, at a restaurant, and that's where we first learned. I also want to say that though I live in Gambia, I did do my certification in Dakar, Senegal, and it was also extremely important for me to be able to do my diving certification in Africa, because a lot of the conservation work that I wanted to do, that I want to do, that I am doing in fact, in marine conservation is in West Africa. So it's absolutely pertinent that I do my training in West Africa, because it's what would make sense. So yeah, so I got my training done in Barracuda Dive Center in Dakar, Senegal. In Gore, if you know Senegal, you know Gore Island, and so in Gore Island there's a place where you can go and get the boats to cross to the island, and so Barracuda Dive Center is like right there in the parking lot area. You can go, they have like it's really clean, which is amazing because I'm really picky about germs and stuff, but it's super clean. Julie, thank you so much for all of your help. So Julie was the person that was training me for my diving certification, but they have like a club, they have, you know, hot water showers, really great when you finish your dive and you're super cold. Yeah, so it's like a really great place as well. So I recommend, if you're in Dakar, Senegal, or if you are in Africa and you have access to the opportunity to be able to do your dive certification, you have a place to dive in Senegal and get certified. Yeah, I highly recommend it. I also wrote an article about it, which I'll probably put in the description box if you want to read a little bit more about my experience at Barracuda Dive. But yeah, so this video, I kind of wanted to talk a little bit more about my my open water experience as well. So yeah, I don't want to scare anybody. If you're claustrophobic, this is, I wouldn't say it's not the thing you should do, but there were a lot of moments where I wouldn't say I'm claustrophobic. I do not have a phobia of small places. I just know that I have a preference to not be in them. Tunnel slides count me out. Elevators, not a fan unless it's like a lot of space. Like I like air flowing. People that know me know that I need my windows open at all times. Like I can't be in a room if the window's closed. I don't like being in a car if the windows are closed and there's no air conditioning, fan. Like I always need to feel air blowing or I feel trapped. So although I love swimming, I love snorkeling, I feel like with diving you're so reliant on that air supply that you're just like, oh, like I can't just like pop up when I want to get air. Like I am underwater and I'm going to be underwater for a large amount of time. So it's a lot of the diving is not, well, it is still pretty hard physically. Like every time I got out of the water, I felt exhausted. I made plans in the evening to do things, wasn't happening. Like I really thought, like when I first started diving, I was like, yeah, I'm gonna go training, and then the evening I'm gonna do this and this, and then I got out of the water and I'm just like, bye guys, see you next week, because it wasn't happening. It's when you're in the water, you don't think it's as physically taxing as it is, but for me at least, once I got out, I was just like, I gotta go to sleep. I have to knock out. I can't do this. So that was very difficult for me, but it's also a lot of mental hoops that you have to go through, because obviously you are not built to be under the water for that long, so your body is automatically going to be in this like kind of like panic mode. So it's something that you kind of have to train your brain to do. For myself, all of my experiences, I'll talk about myself, I had to really tell myself, okay, you are gonna be underwater without air for this certain amount of time. Just chill out. I was just like panicking, like, okay, is this, are we gonna make it? Even though all these people are diving, you know, I guess, maybe everyone goes to this where you're just like, I'm gonna be the person that crazy thing happens to. So it's just like, ooh, ugh. Didn't want to be that, you know, that news story. So the first time though, it's kind of like, nah, no. But as it went on, you know, I was pretty used to it, you know. It becomes kind of a second nature to you after a little bit of time, and you kind of have time to talk to your brain and be like, this is what we're doing, so hop in, you'll be in the water for a while. And then I really started to love it. So I can say one of the hardest things for my open water training was anything that involved a mask, or like any of those emergency routines that you have to learn. For example, your tank's out of water, what do you do? You've lost your goggles, what do you do? These were all super difficult. The buoyancy, you know, of like going up in the water or going down in the water without using like the energy, just using the air in your lungs, was kind of fun. I really liked doing that because I like to see, okay, I'm gonna like deep breathe, like, okay, and then like, I loved doing that. I loved doing the buoyancy. Buoyancy, I think, was my favorite part of diving, was definitely doing buoyancy. But my least favorite part was taking off the mask. As you can see, I have vision problems. So I already was like, okay, I hope that, especially when I was enclosed in the water, and they're like, okay, take it off, throw your mask off, go get it. I was just like, oh, okay. And I tried to be like, okay, no, you know, my mask is just not coming off. And I was like, okay, just go for it, do it. And I could see, or I could see enough to go get my mask. And then I was just like, what am I worrying about? Also, it felt so fresh to have my skin on my face back, so it was all right. But yeah, a lot of scuba diving for me is just getting used to it. Once you're doing it a couple times, it's kind of like, okay, I'm going diving today, you know, I'll be fine, it's cool, we won't die. So for anybody that is interested in diving, I definitely suggest you go. I definitely suggest you take up any courses that you can. I know for a lot of certifications, you can definitely do your theory online and then go to a dive center to do your actual like in-water training. So if you have the opportunity to do that and you're far from a dive center and you want to train now, and then when you have an opportunity to travel to go to a dive center, I definitely recommend you do that. I also recommend, if you can, to check out Project Aware to see how you can use your scuba diving to benefit the environment and marine conservation, because they have a lot of great courses to help you as a scuba diver to get involved in keeping the ocean clean. Scuba diving, this is so important, of course, because you can't dive in an area that's dirty, and I mean, we can't exist on Earth if our planet is disgusting. So there are a lot of training projects that you can do with there's a lot of training that you can do with Project Aware, like the shark conservation training, there's the coral reef restoration training, and there's a bunch of others that you can do if you're interested in ways of being an active community scuba diver, on ways to rebuild the marine conservation, to rebuild the marine environment, so you can continue scuba diving in beautiful locations. And yeah, if you have the opportunity to travel, definitely try a dive trip. I would love to. My dream diving spot would be Canary Islands, actually. I only want to dive in the Canary Islands because I know there's a bunch of sharks there, and that's a reason why a lot of people tell me, yeah, why do you want to go diving in Canary Islands, which there's a bunch of sharks there, and I'm just like, that's my thing. I want to see these sharks. But definitely before I go, I need to get my prescription goggles, because I want to see everything. One, to see all the beautiful sharks around me, and two, to see any of those sharks coming towards me for safety. Scuba diving is a great way to give back to your community and protect your ocean. So if there are any ways that I can help you to find out different ways that you can make a difference within your community and take an active stance in protecting the ocean, feel free to message me and I can send you links for products in your area. And if you need any suggestions for things non-scuba related that are involved in marine conservation, I can definitely do the work to find out any conservation projects and help aid you on your route of marine conservation. So, hope you all enjoyed the video. Feel free to check out my other videos if you're interested in anything involving African travel, sustainable tourism, conservation. We're still here in lockdown, borders are still closed, but hopefully they open soon and everyone will be safe and healthy and we can begin traveling again. And then I can go back to Senegal and continue scuba diving because we don't really have a super developed scuba diving community in Gambia. There's there's a handful of divers in Gambia that do scuba dive, but they all also travel to Senegal or Cape Verde for diving, so I'm just hoping the borders open soon so I can travel again and go diving. If you have any other dive questions, definitely put them in the comments below and I'll respond. And if you have any questions that are a bit longer that probably can't be responded in comments, feel free to send it to my email, which is also linked to my YouTube. I will love to answer any dive questions you have. And if you have any marine conservation questions, please feel free to ask me about that. So, happy PADI Women's Dive Day and have a great day. If you have access to water, go out and dive. If you don't have access to dive equipment, just go out to the water and swim. Go out, be free. All right, everybody, thanks for watching and see you for the next video. Bye.